Hey guys, it's Eric here with Sacred Forge Healing. We're here for the weekly reading today for the week of April 22nd or April 21st. So let's go ahead and kind of get into some messages for this week. Okay. Just give me a second to tap in. So, as of this week, we are asking you to be open to new opportunities, to new things. For many of you who will be seeing this, you're feeling like you're on a track that is already set to a location in which you don't desire. Remember, in this analogy of the track of the train, that new tracks can be laid down and taken. There are turns that can be made to go in different directions. We see that you are having a very hard time at this point, and we do acknowledge that for you and with you. Not saying that as you are living in these human bodies that it makes it any easier. But remember, your destination is not set in stone. You feel as if it is set in stone, and it is not. It truly is not. So remember that change is always possible and always probable, as long as you decide to move into that space of change. For those of you who are watching this, there is an inner want for change, but an outer willingness to allow it to happen. And we do speak to one in particular who will see this. They are going through a very difficult time at this point. And we want to acknowledge that through all of you, that there is much change that is happening on this planet, and that there's a lot of change that will continue to happen. And remember that the destination is not set in stone. So, again, this week, remember that change is always possible. You do not have to go to one location. You can go to many. And that is all they have to say about that. So let's get into some cards here, just to get a little bit of clarification on some of these messages. They're really, really going hard on that, train track analogy. Very interesting. But remember, train tracks can take you further down the path. It doesn't have to go to one location. It can go to many. So, what location or what route is going to take you in the way that you most desire, even if you have to go through some hard spots first. Remember, it just keeps going unless it stops. Which that is something to be mindful of. There does feel like there is a big call to be aware of your intuition, especially in regards to that. Not throwing all your eggs in the same basket. So let's see what other messages we have for this week. Okay. So we have some very good cards, some very positive cards for this week. So we start off over here with the Wheel. So Archangel Michael, it says, a time of positive change, a situation suddenly moves forward, fortune is on your side. So right now, as of this moment, when I think of the Wheel, I'm also thinking of that train analogy of that as what's moving us forward. There's a lot of momentum that can be built up with what we're doing and what is happening. Remember, you can shift tracks. They're really going hard on these strange analogies. It's kind of fun. But we can always shift tracks if that's what we need to, right? With Archangel Michael showing up here, he's reminding you that you are safe to make these changes. That yes, there might be some times where it might get a little difficult as you're going through these changes, but that you are safe and protected, right? We can own our own direction in this lifetime and in all lifetimes. But we have a lot of beautiful things that can happen as long as we allow ourselves to, right? This is also makes me think of a completion, the cycles going up and down, where we are learning how to kind of minimize the hills and the valleys, right? This is a great time for change, and it's also a great time to change your perspective on how you see life and how you experience it. So we do invite for you to do this week. For some of you, so kind of they're coming back in again. For some of you, one of the big things is family. Family being you are afraid of telling them what you want, what you need to do for yourself. And they are acknowledging that, yes, but as you're moving in, and if you allow this change to happen, this time of positive change where you are doing what serves you, what makes you feel good, what honors your soul, what lights up your soul, your being, right? If you're not doing these things, life can be much harder. But they are saying in this that your family is not that much to worry about. We have the Ten of Earth right here. It says a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. So for you guys who are experiencing that and wanting to speak out a little bit more with the family, they are giving the clear message that it's okay, you can do it, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. We like to hype things up to be much worse than it is, and it's not that bad. It does not feel bad at all. There feels like if you go into this in a confrontational way, it's going to be kind of like playing volleyball on the beach. You're hitting it back and forth between the two of you. But if you don't go into this in a confrontational way and just, hey, I want to tell you these things because I love you, and this kind of way, just go about it in the right approach, and it's going to be super simple. But it does say that, if you go into it in that super simple way, going into it with compassion and all of that, not trying to overthink everything, it'll work out pretty well. And so our last card we have here is also the King of Air. So brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. So if you're having trouble with speaking out and being able to vocalize exactly what you need, take a look at that, right? Get with a good counselor, a good therapist, as they're going to be there to help you, right? But the King of Air is about our thoughts. It's about how we see the world. It can also be biting truths, right? And how we decide to announce them, right? Our words can have much power. They can be the words that soothe, or they can be the words that cut. So keep that in mind as you go forward with this. But don't feel like you have to be in despair over what you're going through, right? A lot of change can happen as long as you allow it to, and stepping into it. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. I will be back next week, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.